Story 1. Am I the a-hole for blowing up on my mom and brother after they said they don't like the way my girlfriend dresses? I, 29 male, have been with my girlfriend, 27 female, for 5 years. I honestly think she's the one, and have recently often thought about popping the question. However, a recent family gathering has made tensions high between our families. While attending my brother's, 26 male, girlfriend's birthday party at their house, my mother and my brother brought me to the kitchen and confronted me and told me that my girlfriend needs to dress more modestly and that they have a problem with her not wearing a bra. I'm not sure if it's because she's my longtime girlfriend, but even though she weighs around 160 pounds, her not wearing a bra has never stuck out to me before, and I hadn't even really noticed until they had pointed it out to me. My mother told me her breasts are too big for her not to wear a bra, and that even her boyfriend has commented on it before, saying that when she's in the room and because she's not wearing a bra, that's the only thing you can look at. My brother then confessed to me that his girlfriend, 26 female, also has had a problem with my girlfriend not wearing a bra, and that it has caused multiple fights between the two of them because she's afraid my brother's eyes will wander, as she secretly is afraid he likes overweight girls. I never thought of my girlfriend as overweight, and thought for her height she looked about average built for her weight. After hearing them say this, I couldn't help but feel angry on her behalf. My girlfriend has mentioned to me offhandedly before that she doesn't like wearing bras because they make her chest feel very tight and uncomfortable. I simply told my mom and brother, okay. I then went out to the party from the kitchen where we'd been talking and got my girlfriend and left. A few minutes later, after I got home, my brother called me, asking me why I had left, and I let him know exactly how I'd felt about their little talk with me. That I didn't think my girlfriend's body shape or the way she dresses is anyone's business, and that if people wanted to be creepy and stare at her, that wasn't her fault. My mom then got on the phone and told me that my girlfriend needs to have respect for other people and self-respect when she dresses herself. Mind you, my girlfriend has been wearing a t-shirt and jeans to this birthday party. That her weight and body makes people uncomfortable, and she should dress to accommodate that. I told them how important I think it is for my girlfriend to be comfortable in the clothes she's wearing, and if she can't be comfortable around my family, then we don't need to see them anymore. My brother and my mom start to scream at me over the phone, which evolved into a screaming match between the three of us. I don't think I'm in the wrong, but I wanted a second opinion in case I'm being dramatic or brash. So am I the a-hole for blowing up on my mom and brother after they said they don't like the way my girlfriend dresses? For blowing up? If they're shouting at you, I don't think matching that energy is really going to solve anything. The way you were talking before, just saying, I don't think there's an issue, I think the issue is with you, and then just taking the girlfriend and leaving, getting the girlfriend out of the way of everybody's problem, was the right way to go. I don't think screaming back at them was the way to go. Doesn't make you an a-hole, but maybe just don't match that energy and maybe just hang up. Story 2. You're not to get involved in your mom's Facebook stuff. My dad's words years ago when I started a discussion with my mom over some dumb racist stuff she said on Facebook. Facebook brings out the worst in my mother, who in real life used to be a lovely woman, but over the years got lost in her echo chamber of stupidity. I tried getting her out, but I'm not going to get involved in my mom's Facebook stuff. Today, there was an illegal protest in my city. A protest organized on Facebook by the lowest of the low in our society. We have a group of about 100 delusionals in the country who were actually willing to get from behind their keyboards and disrupt public transportation in my city any opportunity they can in the name of the people. My parents, not a part of the 100, but seemed to be well on their way, went to today's protest. The protest was illegal. They were told to separate and leave. They didn't. They got arrested. Ha ha ha. They didn't have any form of identification on them, so they were not allowed to leave. My dad called for the first time this afternoon, asking me to go to their place, pick up the IDs, and then the police station. I asked if this was about the Facebook event. He said yes, and I said, I better not get involved then. Hung up and ignored his next 17 calls. My aunt apparently went to pick them up later tonight, and everyone's ticked at me saying I'm a traitor, except for Grandma, who called to say she misses me, and I haven't been able to get the grin off my face. He's kind of in the right. It's kind of a malicious compliance going on here. You don't want him to get involved. He's not involved. Should have thought of that before you realized the ID was at his place. So yeah, I don't think there's anything, well, there's a bit of maliciousness going on here, but they were able to get out of jail and everything, so no harm, no foul. Story 3. Knocked unconscious on public transport thanks to an entitled mother. For clarification and understanding purposes, I have a medical condition in which my blood circulation is extremely weak. My average resting pulse is at around 45 beats per minute. When I sleep, it can go down to 30, endangering my life. When I'm physically active, not resting, etc., my pulse rises to around 60. A pulse of 70 beats per minute for me is like 130 beats per minute for someone with a normal or healthy blood circulation, so I pass out extremely easily. Therefore, I need to be super careful about my movements, actions, and stuff, or else I will get knocked unconscious in seconds of just standing up. I never thought I'd encountered an entitled parent myself, but unfortunately, I did yesterday. It was around 8:30 in the morning. I was riding the bus to university, so I sit there on the bus, listening to music, minding my own business, when all of a sudden, someone taps me on the arm. "Excuse me, young man, could you please get up? This is my son's favorite spot on the bus," the entitled person said. I replied, "What? I'm sorry, but I need this place. Entitled mother, "Come on, there's plenty of room for you to stand. Just get up and give us the spot." Me, "I really can't. I'm sorry. If I get up now, I will." Entitled mother, "Ugh, just get up. You seem fine. Nothing's wrong with you. You're just lazy and don't want to stand." While I'm trying to explain to EM that I have a certain condition in which I need to be careful about my movements because my pulse and circulation is so extremely weak and fragile, she keeps on screaming about how I was stealing her son's happiness and how lazy I am for not standing up for a mother and her child. I was feeling my pulse rising because of the argument and stress this lady was causing me, and I get extremely anxious. I didn't want to pass out on public transport. Her son looked really uncomfortable through this whole argument, and at one point tried to tell entitled mother to just leave me alone. The rest of the bus, of course, caught attention of the situation. All of a sudden, entitled mother grabbed my hand and tried to take my pulse. "Your pulse seems fine. What's wrong with you? Why can't you just stand up?" Her grip was so firm, it left marks of her nails on my skin. She pulled me out of the seat, leaving me standing on the bus with an already way too high pulse for me and my condition. I tried to walk a few steps to find something to hold on to so I wouldn't fall, but it was already too late, and I fell to the ground, getting unconscious in the middle of a bus. What happened after that, I don't quite know. I got conscious laying wrapped up in a blanket on the pavement, surrounded by paramedics, the police, and the bus driver. They explained to me what had happened while I was gone. The police took statements from entitled mother, some other people on the bus, and the bus driver, and took entitled mother in custody. They asked me if I wanted to give a statement now or later when I recovered, and if I wanted to press charges for assault. And of course, I absolutely did. All I heard from her after I woke up was just screaming in disbelief and crying. So far, it's certain that EM's health insurance company will have to pay for the ambulance, paramedics, and other medical bills. All public transport for this specific line was forced to stop for 3 hours, just because an entitled mother didn't get what she shared. Currently, I'm in the hospital under supervision. I'll be released once they're sure my pulse and circulation is a little stronger. They know they can't cure it, but they said they'll try to make me at least a little more stable. Again, you don't know another person's situation. That person may look healthy to you, but they might be harboring some sort of condition like this person. You want to face the consequences of your actions, go ahead and lay your hands on them, but this is what you get. This is what the entitled mother gets. And I wonder what she's going to face, and I wonder if she has a partner and what that partner is going to think of all this. Story 4. My wife doesn't want to get my daughter rabies vaccine. My daughter was playing with a wild raccoon last night and got bit. I unalived a raccoon in the area foaming at the mouth. Not sure if it's the same one, but refused to take the chance. My wife vehemently refuses the rabies virus because it's a vaccine. I am in panic mode and am taking her to a hospital over 50 miles away near Dallas. Can I kidnap my own daughter? There is not a custody agreement in place because we're married and not separated. Probably will be soon enough. I need to know what to watch out for here and what to say to the police if I get stopped. Rabies is fatal, so I am not playing around with this one. I am leaving here in 10 minutes, so I just need to know a few things. Is it kidnapping in this case? Will I be arrested? What do I do if she calls in an Amber Alert? I'm desperate. They're married, and it's their kid. So, I don't think it's kidnapping. You're taking her someplace to get a rabies shot. Does it have to be 50 miles away? Can't you just take her to a hospital in your own town? Is the wife just monitoring all the hospitals everywhere and just waiting to intercept or something? I'm not a legal person now, so I'm not sure what to say about this. What do you think?
Please like and subscribe if you made it this far. I hope you'll enjoy the rest of the video and have a wonderful day.
Story 5. Am I the a-hole for making my daughter leave because my husband is attracted to her? I, 55 female, have been married to my husband and my daughter's stepdad, 63 male, for 4 years. My 23-year-old daughter and I have a complicated relationship. She has been diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder. She has a lot of trauma from watching me and my husband's horrible marriage go down and was bullied at school. When she told me she was being bullied by peers, my view that all children are innocent really tied my hands because I told her that if I said anything to them, I would be an adult harassing a child. She has blamed me for that ever since, and keeps referring to this one time where the kids at school called her trash due to the fact that she wasn't taking care of her hygiene due to depression. Not all of my response was telling her to take a shower, and I bought her new clothes. The bullying finally ended with an expulsion and a suspension from the ringleaders. She still throws the fact that a school clinic volunteer told her that if she was their kid, she'd have permission to punch back if administrators didn't do anything. I thought that having her live with me while she finishes school and gets a job would help heal some childhood wounds if my second husband and I modeled a healthy relationship. However, my daughter now doesn't get along with my husband. She's a very introverted, creative person who likes immersing herself in escapism. So she'd get annoyed if she was sitting eating alone, and my husband would sit across from her and eat, saying she ate later so she could eat alone. However, my husband started acting distant from me, and my daughter complained that his eyes lingered for too long. She got very angry, and there was a lot of shouting and slamming of doors. Finally, my husband admitted he's attracted to her, and it's hard to be around her all day. Said she was walking temptation, and said that's why he was avoiding intimacy with me. I was so upset to hear this. I don't blame my daughter for this, but at the same time, the situation has become unbearable. Something would have to give, and I couldn't collect my thoughts with both of them still being in the house. So I gave my daughter money to stay in an extended stay hotel and asked her to utilize her college's emergency financial and housing resource they have for students in need. She responded by storming out and telling my ex, who was now circling social media, using it to paint me as the villain of all villains. I'm not abandoning my daughter. She qualifies for those resources anyway, since my ex is unemployed and we're in substantial debt. I just need time to process the situation and don't want to leave my house to stay with my daughter when I have a marriage to figure out whether or not to save. Am I the a-hole? I think you kind of are. You didn't stand up for her with the bullies in high school earlier on, and you're really not standing up for her now. And I know you're in a difficult position going between your husband and the daughter, but it's seeing the same pattern again. That's why she's mad. She feels like she's getting kicked out for existing. Do you have a different opinion? Story 6. You want an omelet with nothing inside? Okay. So my first job was a server at a very popular 24-hour breakfast diner/chain. We had lots of colorful customers. One morning, I served a woman sitting by herself. I asked her what I can get her, and she says she'd like an omelet. We have a list of pre-built omelets, or you can build your own, so I asked her how she'd like her omelet. Just a regular omelet, please, she tells me. Okay, so you don't want one of the signature omelets. What would you like inside of yours? I ask. Nothing. Just a regular omelet, she replies with a huff. I pause for a second because this order does occur, but not often. Some people like their eggs scrambled and cooked, then rolled up. So you'd like an omelet with nothing inside. Yes, a plain omelet, she snaps, now irritated that I've questioned her several times. So I entered the order, a 5-egg omelet with no fillings and no toppings. A few minutes later, it comes out, and she is appalled. What is this? Your plain omelet, I reply. But where is the cheese, or the ham, or the onions? She is irate. Ma'am, you ordered an omelet with nothing inside. She gets cocky and says, an omelet is eggs rolled up with ham, cheese, and onions. Everything else is extra. You should know this, working at a breakfast place. I look at her deadpan and inform her, actually, ma'am, omelet is French for scrambled eggs that are fried and rolled or folded. Everything else is extra. I'm busy, so I walk off and help other colorful customers. Meanwhile, she flags down a manager to complain, who confirms what I told her and points out that in the menu there is, very specifically, a ham, cheese, and onion omelet with a large picture in the middle of the page. Then tells her she has to reorder her meal and wait a second time. She didn't leave a tip. This is communication. This is communication, and this is entitlement of this customer assuming. This waiter said, you want nothing in the omelet. She said yes, a plain omelet. That's what he gave her. Communicate. Make it known. Just realize that your point of view is not everyone's point of view. Just think for a bit.
Please leave your story in the comments. I would love to make a video on them in the future. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.